my drinks down in the club. I always keep that shit on top.
So you're curious about the East Village? Well, I've got 6 pros, 6 really good things that you're gonna wanna know about the East Village. I also have an additional thing that's actually gonna very much surprise you. I think you're gonna be very surprised. There's a big misconception about the East Village, but there are 6 important facts that you definitely need to know about the East Village. They are some of the benefits about living here, or at least if you're going to come on a visit here, you're going to get a really good idea of what you can expect. So definitely stay tuned to the end of the video so you can find out what that surprise is. Also, I just want to mention this right here behind me is painted by a very well-known graffiti artist. He's a pioneer in the graffiti artist world. His name is Hectad. You can probably see it up in that corner over there. He is usually known for painting a lot of hearts and things with hearts in them, but it's very interesting considering it's a peace sign, and I think it's very well fitting considering what's going on in the world right now. It's December 2023, and there's a lot of conflict in the world between war in Ukraine and Russia, and then the Middle Eastern conflict with Palestinians, obviously, and Israelis, and amongst other things. So I thought that was a pretty cool backdrop to shoot, but you're gonna see some interesting footage, so stay tuned. So one of the first pros about East Village, I'm just gonna go and start with it, like it's definitely the art. Like, it is a big art scene. It's a huge, but not just like graffiti art and art galleries, because there's a ton of murals in East Village. There's a lot of art galleries, but also musicians. There's a lot of live music venues, everything from your typical bars with live music, but they have like everything from piano bars to jazz to like Rockwood Music Hall has a lot of new musicians that go there and they're discovered and they become famous and you're like, oh, I saw them there. So East Village is just like the hub for the creatives here. I mean, there are just so many things about the art world that I can say. That's just a couple aspects. So when you're walking around here, you're really gonna notice that. You're gonna feel it from the murals, and you're just gonna have that real awesome artistic vibes.
I guess like I don't give a fuck. I flush my drinks down in the club.
All right, so another thing you can expect about the East Village, definitely pro number 2, is going to be the restaurant scene here. Oh man, you have so many great choices. And I'm talking, it's a mix of cuisines, it's a different mix of, I mean, you have everything from like your hole-in-the-wall mom and pop type places to some fine dining, every type of like, from Italian to Indian, I mean, you name it. So you have a ton of choices here. It's actually like a common feud between like who has the better restaurants. Is it East Village or is it West Village? Because they're both loaded with amazing restaurants. So that is gonna be a huge pro here. There's gonna be some really neat coffee shops, stuff like that you're gonna find, unique places. So that is a definitely big bonus and something you can expect here.
I always keep that shit on top. My piece flash like a disco ball. I guess like I don't give a fuck.
All right, so another thing that you can expect about the East Village, and it really depends if it's a pro or a con, is the nightlife. And the thing is that it's one of the things that the East Village, I guess, can boast about, right? It's like if you are looking for that nightlife scene, and that's everything from your clubs to bars and live music venues and all that stuff. I mean, East Village is the like epicenter of that. So it is one of the best neighborhoods if you're looking for nightlife, to go out to have fun. When a lot of the other neighborhoods are going to sleep, East Village is still raging and going on. So that is one thing that East Village is known for and that you can expect. All right, so another pro about East Village that people really love is there's a lot of like local businesses, mom and pop type shops, vintage shops that you can just find some really unique gifts. That is one thing that's super neat that you're gonna find in the East Village, and you're gonna get a good experience that during the day. I mean, it's as big as a nightlife scene as the East Village is, you're gonna have like that type of experience during the day. So there's some pretty fun, cool shopping experiences. That is a definite pro about this neighborhood. All right, so one of the biggest pros in the East Village is the affordability of real estate here. And now, I know in other areas of the country you tell me I'm crazy, but like compared to the other neighborhoods here, it's quite relative. Especially like the biggest comparison of that is gonna be like West Village versus East Village. In West Village, your average price per square foot, that's like the dollar amount you're paying per foot in the West Village on average is $2,400 a foot. In East Village, it's about $1,500. So let's call it $1,000 square foot difference. It's almost 1,000, right? We're talking averages here. That means if you were gonna buy 1,000 square foot apartment, you'd be paying $1 million more in West Village than you would here in East Village. So that is a huge pro about East Village, is the affordability options. As far as rentals go, it's also another pro. I would say you're getting the better bang for your buck, especially when you're comparing it to other downtown neighborhoods. So definitely pro right there. So another pro about the East Village is just the walkability, but also your transportation options. So, I mean, you walk out your door in East Village, whether if you're staying here on a vacation or you're gonna think about moving here, you're gonna live here, you have so much, there's so much to offer, as I mentioned, because you have those shops, you have the restaurants, you have your nightlife, you have everything here. But when you wanna go or you need to go to other neighborhoods, you have so many different levels of transportation here, and also there's other neighborhoods that are really amazing in New York City that are super close by. So the proximity of the transportation options is quite close, and that's a definite pro about the neighborhood.
I've been strolling for weeks. The stars are pretty when the sky falls.
All right, so now it's time for what's actually going to surprise you about the East Village. And you'll never think it, but it has a lot of parks. So about the bustling nightlife and about the street markets that I told you about and the transportation and all those things, you think it'd be like, you know, the concrete jungle and there's just people walking around everywhere and there'd be no parks, but there is a ton of them. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a list of like a map out where these are, just so you have an idea of what I'm talking about, because I'm not exaggerating. So that is your big bonus surprise, if you will. All right, everyone, so I have a real treat for you. This is Scott here.
Yes,
Go by
sir.
Scott or Scotty?
Scott.
Scott. Well, Scott, we just bumped into each other here while I'm filming, and he's an artist too. He's actually in the middle of making a book, but I'll let him tell you about it. Just a little bit of a blurb of what you can expect when it comes out. It's gonna be really neat because he's gonna show you some really amazing sights of New York.
Thank you for introducing me.
Yes, of course.
The book is called Pet Friend Selfies, and it's a great book that honors artists, super nice people, and people who serve with love and courage. So I've combined my art characters with great folks around New York City and around the country, and the book will be coming out shortly.
Amazing. Around the country, huh?
Yeah, I
Wow.
shot in Texas, Florida, California.
Wow.
So there's a lot of interesting and fun stuff, and it's all uplifting, and God bless America.
Yeah, God bless.
I'm not the same.